Okay, so this question says, which excerpt from the Declaration of Independence best explains why colonists were unhappy about their lack of representation in the British Parliament? So what we have to remember is the phrase taxation without representation. What that phrase means is that British Parliament, essentially the legislative branch in Great Britain, was passing these laws that was putting taxes on the colonists, but the colonists didn't have any say in those taxes. They couldn't say what was being taxed. They couldn't say how much it was being taxed. They had no voice, essentially. So the correct answer would be B, for imposing taxes on us without our consent. And consent essentially means permission. Okay, looking at the second question. The sequence of events resulted in the adoption of the. So if we're looking at the sequence of events now, it says June, the Continental Congress appoints a committee to prepare a document. The committee selects Thomas Jefferson to compose a draft. The draft is reviewed and revised by the committee. And then July, Congress debates and revises the document, and then Congress officially approves the document. So we're talking about documents. We're talking about something that was written, right? It's a draft. And we're talking about Thomas Jefferson being the author of that draft, okay, the writer of that draft. So what would be a document that Thomas Jefferson is famous for writing? The correct answer, and certainly the only answer here that makes sense, would be A, the Declaration of Independence. And then lastly, what was one result of the Treaty of Paris, 1783? The correct answer would be A, right? So remember, the Treaty of Paris gave the United States two things. One, it gave them land. The other thing is that it gave the U.S. independence, right? Great Britain, having lost the war, right, because the treaty essentially just ends a war, right? It is what officially ends a war, that is. As part of that, Great Britain had to say, we lost, and now we no longer own you, America, essentially, and you are your own country. And that was one of the things that, again, that's probably the biggest thing that the United States was fighting for at that time.